Good morning, everyone. I'm Storm Track 5 Meteorologist Kit Alexander. So let's talk about today and, well, what we can expect. It looks like we're seeing some sunshine out there. It's a bit of a hazy sunshine. We've had some of that smoke from the Canada wildfires moving in. For the most part, though, we have partly cloudy skies. Here's a look at the town view camera there in Johnson City, and currently we have temperatures pretty much in the 60s. It's 69 degrees currently this morning. We'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies over the area. Also, if you live in Kingsport this morning, well, here's a look at Dobyns-Bennett. Of course, yesterday we had some of the hot air balloons around there. And now we just have a beautiful view there at Dobyns-Bennett in Kingsport. Looks like we have mostly clear skies over the area of Kingsport this morning with some of that haze, and well, that's what we have in Bristol this morning. Downtown Bristol looking partly cloudy, and temperatures for the most part are in the 60s. So if you want to, let me know where you're watching from, or if you have some questions about today's weather. We're going to try to cover several things, including the tropics, the temperatures the next several days, and the next best chances of rain, which look to move in for tonight and Monday. And we will likely continue with some of those showers around for Tuesday too. Today, we'll have at least a chance of a thundershower. Here's a look at satellite and radar. All's quiet right now over northeast Tennessee and southwest Virginia. For the most part, high pressure is in control of the weather, and that's just meaning that usually with high pressure, the weather's usually fair, and that's kind of what we have currently. But this is going to be weakening out. Notice as we look towards the west, we have some areas of clouds and some areas of rain showers back towards Nashville, stretching back into Memphis. So that area of clouds and rain is going to be trying to push in. I don't expect that we'll get, completely cloudy or anything here for a while, but we were going to call it partly to mostly cloudy for today. And the chance of rain, well, it'll be at least in the forecast by the afternoon for the Tri-Cities, but it looks like a better chance of some rain showers will be this evening. You notice we're looking at about a 20 to 30% chance. Well, that does ramp up to about 30% for the evening in the Tri-Cities area. Looks like also if you live in Southwest Virginia, we could have a slight better chance earlier in the day. We'll give it about 30 to 40% chance overall, just because we could have a thundershower pop up even a little bit earlier. Best chances in the Tri-Cities will be later this evening. It's going to be warm, and it's going to be increasingly more humid. We will notice that today. I know if you may be like me, we may not be a real big fan of the heat, but at least overall, we're going to keep temperatures, it looks like, below 90. We'll aim for the middle to upper 80s for today. Plenty warm and plenty humid, though, with dew points mainly the 60s. I mentioned some of that smoke and that haze. Well, we're going to be dealing with that for at least at least today. We'll probably clear some of this out as we get some of the rain showers, especially Monday and Tuesday. But yeah, here's a look at the haze forecast. We're getting some of that smoke from the wildfires out west and also Canada. And notice how the models are doing a pretty good job, just unfortunately still indicating some of that haze will be around for today. So it won't be a completely clear sky even when we do have some of that sunshine. Tonight looks fairly mild and muggy. We'll see overnight lows in the upper 60s in the Tri-Cities. Could be a few rain showers, but also some patchy areas of dense fog. So that's kind of what we're looking at for tonight. Let's see who's watching this morning. If you're watching this live stream, if you want to, just in the chat section, let me know where you're watching from. We'll try to cover any questions that you might have and also just cover the general forecast for today. So good Sunday morning, and of course it's great to be with you. Let's talk about the flood potential for Monday. There is at least an isolated risk of some flooding. We'll call it an elevated risk. And it looks like some of those flood-prone areas as we get some showers, some heavier showers expected to move in tomorrow. Well, that could actually lead to the possibility of some isolated flash flooding. So there is at least an elevated risk for tomorrow, and we are expecting numerous rain showers and thunder showers to develop, and we'll time that all out. You'll see that in the hourly planner. Looks like we'll be dealing with those rain showers there. A better chance for tomorrow, about 70 to 80% expected. and we could even have a few thunderstorms, possibly 2. Looks like temperatures will be a smidge cooler. Still muggy, though. Upper 70s and lower 80s for tomorrow is what we are thinking. Not expecting any severe weather today or tomorrow. However, like I mentioned, one of the things we'll be watching tomorrow is the risk of some downpours, but not expecting any severe weather, so that's a good thing. All right, let's take a look at Tuesday. So you notice that the Storm Prediction Center does have at least part of the area under a level 1 risk, mainly western areas. So all this is meaning when you see a level 1 risk or a marginal risk, it's just telling us that there's at least an isolated chance. Well, the chance is there for at least an isolated, stronger, possibly severe storm. The main impacts this time around, though, is going to be just a typical run-of-the-mill garden variety showers and thunderstorms. So some strong wind gusts is at least the potential is there for any thunderstorm on Tuesday for some stronger wind gusts and some downpours and maybe some hail. So those are the typical risks that we would expect. That's for Tuesday. Not expecting that today or tomorrow. Now let's go through time here, kind of time this out. You notice you see a few of those sprinkles and those rain showers kind of dotting the landscape as soon as the afternoon, but the main coverage for the afternoon will be in the higher elevations and also Southwest Virginia, so there's that. As we go into the evening hours, notice, well, the models are kind of going a little bit heavier here with the rain chances as we go later in the evening. So I showed you that area of interest there on satellite and radar, those back towards Nashville and Memphis. The models are bringing this on over as we go into the evening. So this is about 5 o'clock or so, and this is the IBM graph. One of my favorite models, by the way, the IBM graph, because it really is compiling some high-tech data here and some satellite imagery and a little bit of everything here to come up with this model output, and it's pretty good. This is the latest run. We'll go through time. Notice that we're anticipating some of those scattered showers and thunderstorms for tonight. And this model showing a pretty decent coverage of some showers and storms for tomorrow, even to the afternoon. Then notice this model's wanting to give us a break towards the evening. So you see some of the heavier rain showers earlier in the noontime and about till about mid-afternoon, and then evening, well, it starts to break most of this apart. Then you see a few more showers and thunder showers kind of moving through as we head into Monday night and also Tuesday. So yeah, pick out your hometown there and let me know what you think. But yeah, that's kind of what this particular model run is showing. I went through at least a few of the models a little bit earlier, and the HRRR was also indicating a good chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms this evening and numerous showers expected tomorrow, according to the HRRR. And that's just a high resolution rapid refresh is what that means. And so it's kind of indicating the same thing. I like these high resolution models. They're really good at pinpointing well, some of the heavier areas of rain. That's kind of what we're looking at here with the IBM graph as well. And so anyway, just all of that to say we're going to have at least a better chance of some showers and storms for Monday and Tuesday. Rainfall amounts, here's what we're thinking. So yeah, pick out your place or hometown there on the map. It looks like we'll be seeing anywhere between about 1 inch to 2 inches. So the purples there, that's indicating amounts around 2 inches. Some of the blues, that would be more like 1 inch or so. But one thing about it, this is actually a pretty good amount of rain. You know, it's been a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I think, since we've seen this kind of rain showing up here on some of the blends. So that's actually, well, that's a pretty decent amount of rain that we're expecting as we head into Monday and Tuesday. By the way, if you want to, just let me know in the chat where you're from or where you're watching from today. And if you'd like to know kind of what you could expect maybe in your hometown, and I'll try to get to any of those questions here in the chat here in just a little bit. Also, I mentioned we were going to cover the tropics. Well, we've had a lot of Saharan dust that has been really prohibiting any development over the past week or 2 weeks. It looks like this is kind of changing a little bit. So yesterday, this particular area of low pressure was showing about a 30% chance of development. Over the next 7 days, now we're up to 40%. So there are some model runs, some GFS and Euro model runs that actually try to take this eventually over into, well, I'll kind of show you here. Back in towards Florida, potentially. Now, this is way out in the future, so there's really, I've got to be honest, there's not a lot of skill in forecasting this far out with just model runs. I do recommend ensembles because you can get a better idea of potentially what the effects could be a little bit longer term. But it does, at least there are some model runs now that are indicating that this area, this disturbance, might actually become a tropical depression midweek. There's a 40% over the 7 days that it could develop into something. And then it's eventually wanting to take it into Florida. So anyway, something, like I said, this is way out in the future, so there's plenty of time to iron out the details with that, but it is something we'll be watching. Certainly, we're still monitoring the Saharan dust, too, and any effects that may have as well. And then, of course, the water temperatures are very warm, so I don't think there's any worry there. If we're looking for something to develop, the water temperatures are plenty warm enough this time of year for that. So anyway, something we'll be monitoring. Let's talk about the 7-day forecast, bring it back local. All right, so you take a look here and we'll see those better rain chances for tomorrow and Tuesday. We're ramping up those rain chances up to about 70 to 80% for tomorrow. So I think we're going to get some decent rain tomorrow. And I know that's 80%. The confidence is high. I would say the confidence is pretty much 100% with this. If we multiply that by the amount of area for tomorrow, I'm thinking that 80% of the area gets hit with some rain tomorrow. That's a pretty good likelihood. Anyway, we're dropping this rain chance a little bit as we head into Tuesday, expecting some scattered rain and storms. Anyway, 60% is still pretty high. And then it continuously drops a little bit as we go through the rest of the week. And as rain chances drop down a little bit, and these high temperatures are coming back up. And one thing to mention about this week, it's going to be muggy throughout the whole week. So dew points are going to be high. Higher dew points leads to higher relative humidity values. And so that's something we are going to be feeling this week. Longer term, beyond this, I would say beyond this 7-day period, if the models are still indicating temperatures are going to be pretty close to the upper 80s to around 90, but the humidity, if we get it behind the frontal boundary, the humidity values could drop potentially by 7 days from now. But otherwise, for the meantime, it looks like we're going to see increasing values today and through much of the rest of the week. Not to ramble on and on and on, but you know me. Hey, we nerd out about all the weather details. That's just the way it is. All right, so temperatures are going to be in the 80s, and it looks like the lower 90s Wednesday and Thursday. Let's check out the chat, see where y'all are commenting from. And we're expecting, like I said, some scattered rain showers for the afternoon and evening. Better chance in the Tri-Cities will be this evening. All right, later on when I get a chance, if you have any questions, put it in the chat. I'll try to answer those. For the meantime, though, hope y'all have a great Sunday. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Let me know what you think. I'm Storm Track 5 Meteorologist Kit Alexander, and I hope y'all have a great Sunday.